So, we haven't done one of these in a very long time, have we?
It's been a good minute.
We went to go see Machete Kills.
Machete Kills otra vez.
I have no idea what you just said.
Machete Kills again.
Which is how I felt watching this movie.
Oh,
there was a lot of Spanish in this movie.
Well, good thing I was there to interpretate.
Interpretate.
Interpret.
Still working on that green card, huh?
Shut up.
It's hard. You know what? I'm gonna yield the floor to you. Why don't you tell us what Machete Kills is? Like, if you could sum up this movie without giving too many spoilers away, what is this movie?
Alright, so basically, I mean, it really doesn't mention much about the last Machete movie except just returning characters like Michelle Rodriguez and all that, and the Che group and all that. Basically, Machete, you know, he's still the badass that he always is, but this time President Sheen needs his help because the world's in danger. Yes, President
Rathcock.
President Rathcock.
Yes, President Rathcock
needs his help because the world's in danger, and there's a bounty out on his head, and a lot of assassins go after Machete, and it's just complete and utter badassery, ground to the maximum of grindhouse level of badass, and it was awesome. And I would definitely suggest watching it.
See, the thing is, I really liked the first Machete movie, and I was really looking forward to this one because of how big of a fan I was of the original. And then the reviews came out, and I'm seeing it's getting low scores, and it's tanking at the box office, and I'm just like, yeah, is this gonna be good? Is it gonna be good? And it turns out it's great. I
feel like it was worth watching it.
The only reason I can find out why this movie would be doing bad at the box office right now is because of Gravity.
Yeah.
Because that seems to be the big movie right now. But this is, by all intents and purposes, it's supposed to be a cheesy, B flick.
It's
and it accomplishes that.
Yeah, it's a grindhouse flick, just like the last Machete, just like Planet Terror, just like Death Proof, all those grindhouse type movies. It's supposed to have that feel, that cheesy, over the top action craziness with the most oddest plot and oddest characters and stuff like that. And it's a fun movie to watch. It's like a movie that you would watch with your buddies, and you're having a couple of drinks and you're like, oh, let's watch this movie. And it's manly as hell, and you're just like, yeah.
I guess the only real complaint I have going right into the movie is that before the movie starts, it shows a trailer for the third movie, and I think that's very arrogant of them to do something like that, especially concerned with the concerns now that it may not make enough money back to warrant a sequel.
Well, honestly, I'm okay with that. Only reason being, I don't remember what movie I went. I think it was the Grindhouse / Planet Terror thing that they were doing a long time ago, and in that they showed a preview for Machete, and within Machete they also showed a preview of the next, So I feel like that's just something that they're doing now. Whether it will, who knows? It could go straight to DVD or straight to Blu-ray. That could just be what it might happen. But either way, for them to show it like that, I really don't see a huge problem in it. It is kind of arrogant for them to think like that because, I mean, I think they wasted not wasted, but they put in $20 million worth in just advertising the movie alone.
I thought that's how much the movie cost.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's
I think it might have been. I think that's maybe including with advertising.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's $20 million went into something for the movie, so that's a lot of cash, and they only brought in $4 million.
Yeah, so it's
from the box office. Definitely not as much as the first Machete made. Definitely not.
I really enjoyed the movie, without going into spoilers. I think the movie has its audience, which is people who enjoy the kind of cheesy B-movie stuff and the grindhouse films. And I think that, people who are coming in from the outside trying to maybe get involved with this probably isn't the best place to start.
No, definitely not.
The first movie, in my opinion, is better than this one. but this is still a good movie.
Honestly, I feel like if you really want to start getting into the whole the whole B action film kind of grindhouse feel, you should start off by just watching the Death Proof and the Planet Terror grindhouse movies first, because I mean they don't have like an intertwining plot or anything, you know. They're both different plots, different stories and stuff like that, and you know, and you get a sense of, okay, these are supposed to be over the top action flicks, you know. They're supposed to be like this. It isn't because, you know, the director doesn't know what the hell he's doing. It's because it's supposed to be made like this. And then you go off watching Machete, and you're like, okay, so this is how Machete really is, and all that. And then you go off to watch the second one because you're like, I want to see it again.
And the best part is, both Machete movies both take place in the Spy Kids universe. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yep.
What does Uncle Machete do? We don't talk about what Uncle Machete does.
And that is hilarious how wasn't he in that movie called Machete?
Yeah, he's the same character. Yeah.
Oh my.
It's because it's a Robert Rodriguez film.
I love Mexican exploitation films.
Now, there's only one problem with that, and this is actually going into the movie. Like, from here on out, we're going to do nothing but spoilers. So,
yeah, spoiler warning.
Alexa Vega, who was in the first Spy Kids movie as the sister.
Yep.
She's in this movie.
Yeah.
She works in a brothel now.
Yeah.
Under Sofia Vergara, who is incredibly creepy in this movie.
And hot. If you like the Spanish MILFs. If you're into Mexican MILFs. Go for it. But, I mean, if you're not, then you're going to find her very creepy and very what the hell.
You've probably seen in the trailers how she has this apparatus on her breasts, which turned out to be Gatling guns.
Yeah.
And the cock gun from Dusk Till Dawn makes a return.
They brought back Tom Savini's cock gun from Dusk Till Dawn and strapped it onto her. It's called her strap-on. They don't, you know, you don't know what you're at first. They just kind of hand her something that looks like,
you don't see what it is.
At first they just kind of one of the girls hand her something that looks kind of like a
cod piece.
Yeah, a cod piece, and you're just kind of like it kind of looks like a leather panty, you know, and you're just kind of like, what's going on? And then one moment she gets out of a car, and the front part of the cod piece just flips out. You see the barrel of the gun kind of just dangle there, and then it jerks right back up like that, and you see the revolver chambers right there, and she
starts pelvic thrusting and shooting at him.
And it's just while she is screaming heavily at you.
I think the best part about your description is that you're actually like acting it out, which is kind of creepy.
Well, I mean, it looked like this, and it was
sit down.
And
this is us through the whole movie. It's how entertaining this movie is.
And so you're watching this, and you're just kind of like, did she just hump at my screen while shooting at me? She just did this, and you know, it just makes you. After you see that, you just kind of disclose everything, and you're just kind of like, I love this movie. You know, you just disclose all. You're like, oh, I hate this movie because of this.
It's actually about the halfway point in the movie.
Yeah,
when that happens too.
At that point, all the crazy stuff that you see beforehand that you're kind of dismissing and all that, you're like, oh, whatever, blah blah blah. After you see that, you're just kind of like, okay, I like this.
You know, at the beginning, they kill off Jessica Alba from the first movie, which I'm like, good. I don't like her. Fuck off.
Yes.
And there was a big raid between U.S. military trying to give off to the cartel some weapons and things like that.
Yep.
He gets taken by some sheriffs and who are very, very much against the Beaner folk.
Yeah, they call him Machete Taco.
Yeah, they call him Taco and decide to hang him. But then President Rathcock gets on the horn and says that I need Machete. So he brings him in. President's got a mission for him: go down, take out this revolutionary in Mexico, and then you become legal.
Yeah, you become legal because, you know, President Rathcock is all like, if you do this for me, I'll just take this stamp and stamp this fucker.
Yep. Gets rid of criminal record. I mean, it's so basically.
I like it. I like it because, you know, it's not one of those movies where it doesn't like make you wait for so long for the action. You know, there are some action movies nowadays where they like delve in so deep into the character that you kind of forget it's an action film, and you're just kind of like, oh, I thought this was a documentary about this guy. Oh, finally they killed somebody, and like the fight scene's like only 5 minutes, and he's probably only killed like 4 people, and you're just kind of like, oh, well, okay, and then they go back to character development and stuff, and I'm just kind of like.
So basically, Daniel, what you're telling me is character development. Fuck that. We don't need that at all. I mean, what are characters?
Not in this
characters
film.
Even serve a purpose?
Nope. Not in this, man.
Not necessarily in this movie because.
Nope. You just got to know that Machete
he kills.
Doesn't smoke. He
don't tweet.
Yep. He don't tweet.
He don't text.
Machete loves everybody. What was the one where he says Machete's always there or something? Or no, Machete happens.
Yeah.
Machete happens.
Machete happens.
Yeah, you just got to remember all of those.
So.
And you'll be a huge fan of this movie.
So you got. I can't even remember what that character's name is because he kind of gets sidetracked by Mel Gibson later in the movie. But you got that revolutionary that he sent down there to take out.
I think his name was Menendez.
There's something like that.
Yeah,
but he's got a like a PTSD thing going on.
Yeah,
where he goes back and forth between 2 personalities.
Actually, 3.
Yeah, technically 3 personalities.
3 because 3. Whenever he gets into like a real intense fight, he goes into his 3rd personality.
The madman.
No, he goes into. Yeah. There's the madman. There's the revolutionary, and then there's the secret agent.
Yeah, secret agent. Yeah, so it's.
And I mean, and he was an awesome character too. I kind of got mad that they killed him off.
God, he had the best laugh ever, don't you?
Yes, he did.
It's like, God, I hope you die. One of those kind of laughs. So he's got to get him back over the border. Later, complications turn out that he has a nuke that was supplied by Mel Gibson, which you find out later in the movie.
Yeah.
And he's going to nuke Washington, D.C., and the trigger is now attached to his heart.
Yep.
So if his heart stops beating, then the bomb
just automatically launches.
Yeah, it'll launch. Which he pulls out a failsafe, and it's like, well, now no matter what happens 24 hours from now, even if I'm not dead.
That was 40.
It's 24.
It was 24?
24 hours. It turned into Machete 24 edition.
Yeah, pretty much.
So.
But yeah, it was a. And I don't know. I guess one of the characters in there is supposed to be like a master of disguise. So
La Chameleon.
Yeah. So you actually get to see multiple actors being one character.
You got Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, you got Cuba Gooding Jr. You got Lady Gaga. You got
Antonio Banderas.
And I can't remember what the other guy was.
But they're all the same person, a master of disguise. So.
Yeah, and it's funny whenever they when he first turned into Lady Gaga. Another spoiler. Whenever Lady Gaga first speaks, it's in a man's voice. And I'm just kind of like, oh, wow, they were right. She is a transvestite.
She's got a gold PPK running around.
Silenced. Yeah.
Killing people.
Freaking killed the guy with the gun pointed upside down and just...
And then later on we get to Mel Gibson, who... That's where the movie transitions from something that was similar to Escape from New York, where he had to take this VIP back over a wall, just like in Escape from New York.
Yeah.
And then it quickly turns into Moonraker, the James Bond movie. Apparently, Mel Gibson plays the same character from the Bond movie, Hugo Drax, and his whole purpose is to take people up into space, where he has this space station, and then the whole planet's going to, have a nuclear war, and he's going to go back down and repopulate.
Pretty much.
And
Mel Gibson's German is taking over.
Well, he does hate the Jews.
Oh no!
So turn that back on. So, to be honest, I think he stole the show from the other villain. Of the movie.
He definitely did. With his little innate ability to.
I went into space 2 years ago. Now I can see into the future.
Yeah, and it's funny every time that he sees into the future, you hear this like little jingle in the background.
Yeah,
and he just kind of like gets this odd look in his eye, and he's like, oh. Like he pulls a That's So Raven. Basically, if you want to put anything, he pulls a That's So Raven. He has these moments where he'll be talking, and he's like, and then he'll just like tell you, you should take 2 steps back, and like something falls, and you're like, it would have been messy if you didn't take those 2 steps back. So
yeah, he was a pretty good villain.
He was a pretty cool villain,
and then he later becomes the villain that's going to be in the hopefully 3rd movie. The man in the silver mask. Yeah, the man in the silver mask.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a Doctor Doom moment because his face gets torched and he puts on this silver luchador mask.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is so much like Doctor Doom right now.
Yeah, he starts having like this. Even his voice even sounds.
Yeah, it turns like into
that.
more from like a hello Machete to kill Machete.
Yeah, I was, and I was just, it was wild.
Yeah.
I definitely have to tell you that it's wild.
Ends on a to be continued.
Yeah, ends with Machete, and
taken off into space to go after him. So
basically,
that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for that light machete fight that's going to happen. The laser machete fight.
Yeah, yeah. He has like the blue lightsaber machete, and the other guy has like a red one.
A green one, yeah,
the
green
he's
one.
Just like gang, and I'm just kind of like,
this needs to happen.
And what's funny is that Mel Gibson in near some point in the film, he says he's a huge Star Wars fan to Machete. And so when you see all these moments where you're like, dude, that looks like it should have been a Star Wars.
That's because he has the land speeder from A New Hope that he uses to ride around his factory.
It doesn't even float or anything. It
actually has wheels on it.
It looks like something Lucas drives around his like little mansion.
Skywalker Ranch.
Yeah, Skywalker Ranch. It looks like something he would ride in, and you're just kind of like, what the hell?
So yeah, he blasts off, and then President Rathcocker's like, you need to go after him. So he blasts off in a rocket, heading on up.
Yeah.
So overall,
moving on up to the east side. Sorry. I'll stop.
Now you know why we haven't done one of these for a while.
I can see now.
Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I recommend anybody, if you watch a preview of it and it grabs your interest, you will probably like this movie. If you don't like over-the-top action, you're probably not going to enjoy this.
Yeah, I would honestly say that if you're into films... If you're into films that, if you're a person that gets bored very easily and just needs something to keep you up and keep you watching, and go watch this. Go watch Machete. Go watch Machete. It'll keep you up. You'll because every time you start getting into the moment where you're kind of like dumbing down from your adrenaline,
something else happens.
Yeah, something else happens.
I don't even know what just happened.
I don't even know what was that.
Go to the bathroom, Dan.
What was that? You need to take a piss?
No, you're like, you're gonna keep me up?
No! It'll keep you up from not falling asleep, Dan!
The only major thing that I really didn't like about this movie was the overabundance of CG gore.
Yeah, that was kind of cheesy.
Even though there were, fake heads of people that were getting chopped off. I'll give them that, but
the body parts being strewn about and stuff like that.
Even the muzzle flashes from the guns look pretty bad.
Yeah, it was definitely very, very, very CGI oriented film. Yeah,
and God, throwing that guy's intestines up into the helicopter and then sucking them in.
That was pretty wild.
It was like when I saw that, it's just like, okay, that happened.
Yeah, it just happened.
Sure, I'll take it.
Honestly, whoever you go, there's a lot of moments in that film where you go with your friend or whoever, your girlfriend, and you know you're watching it, and you kind of look at each other like, did that just happen?
Oh, it happened.
Yeah, and one of you kind of goes, yeah, it happened. It just happened, and you're just kind of like, okay, I'm going back to the film.
So yeah, it's not the best movie I've seen this year, but definitely give it. If you're interested, you'll probably enjoy it. Like if you watch the trailer.
Well, Danny, I know. We plan to go see this. So
yeah,
what's going to be our next endeavor to plan to go see? I mean, oh yes, what is the next?
We got
film?
Thor.
Oh, we do have Thor.
We got Ender's Game.
Ender's Game does look pretty cool.
You know what we're not gonna go see?
What?
Piece of shit Hunger Games.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because
I don't like Hunger Games. It was weird. I read a little bit of the book and I was like,
okay, Battle Royale's on Netflix. You can just watch that instead.
both of them.
Oh, both of them are up now?
I'm pretty sure both of them. I remember the last time I checked was both of them were up.
Well, we're gonna go check that out. So until next time, see ya.